Love. not caffeinated at all, actually. I don't think I'm going to. I don't have any alcohol. I don't know what I'm just.
experts. We've been creating them since 1969 in over 70 countries and 15 languages. We define quality, distinction, and success. A WSET qualification makes you an expert. Accredited by the UK government and recognized as the international standard in wine, spirits and sake, we are the preferred choice for top industry names. Our unique blend of knowledge and expertise opens a world of opportunity to professionals and enthusiasts. WSET gives you the freedom to progress through 4 levels of learning, from beginner to expert courses, online or in the classroom. Complements your ambition perfectly. Be labelled an expert with WSET.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Guildhall. It's great to be back, isn't it? It's 27 months since I was standing in this exact same spot, and we'd all heard about this sort of flu-like virus that was escaping from China, thinking it's not really going to affect us. But boy, did it. So it's so good to be back here. As you can see, we do have a few empty seats, and obviously COVID is still wreaking a certain amount of havoc, but it's lovely that we've got the opportunity to get together. Now, 2021 saw WSET hold a virtual graduation ceremony for the first time, but I'm delighted that we are now able to gather in person, but also this afternoon we had our graduation ceremony. And I have to say that somehow sitting at home with a solitary glass of champagne isn't quite the same as being in a venue like this with all my colleagues and indeed my friends. But that said, today's ceremony is a hybrid ceremony, so there are a lot of people watching at home and in their offices and indeed watching this recorded. So to those people, I'm just going to take a look at the cameras around the room and to say you are as welcome as the people who are in this room. Thank you so much for joining us. So earlier this afternoon, I read out 665 names of last year's diploma graduates, a record for WSET. And 250 of them were here this afternoon with their guests and to be presented to our Honorary President, Paul Symington. The majority of those who couldn't join in person joined us through video link. So could I please ask you to congratulate our most recent graduates for their achievement in successfully completing the WSET Diploma qualification. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the class of 2021. So now we move to the second part of today's proceedings, the presentation of the WSET Awards, prizes and scholarships. And over the next hour or so, we will celebrate the achievements of the top students who have excelled in WSET qualifications during the past 12 months, with prizes for students achieving the highest marks in WSET examinations around the world. And during the pandemic, we took the opportunity to completely revamp our scholarship and prizes program, and to reflect WSET's global reach, we now have scholarships and prizes for every region of the world. So UK, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia Pacific, and also the Americas. And as you will see and hear, these awards are made at every level and for every unit of the WSET Diploma, as well as having an award for the top graduate in each of the 4 regions. So this reflects the global nature of WSET, but of course there is a downside, that many people have been unable to travel due to COVID restrictions. But towards the end of this evening, we will present the JancesRobinson.com Award for the Outstanding Alumni, and finally the ultimate accolade, the Vintners Cup, for the student achieving the highest overall mark in the WSET Diploma examinations in the last academic year. But before we meet the outstanding students who've won awards, could I please ask you to give a warm welcome to the Honorary President of the Wine and Spirit Education Trust, Paul Symington.
Good evening, everybody. This chap was Britain's youngest Prime Minister and loved his port. And that chap over there, the Duke of Wellington, we have a record of him ordering port from us in 1807. So I feel at home here. Thank you, Ian. As Honorary President, I follow several very distinguished names, one of whom is sitting here in the front, Hugh Johnson. I don't feel particularly distinguished, but I'm the first wine producer to serve in this position, and I'm certainly the first with Portuguese citizenship, being a dual national. Like I suspect many of you, I've mixed ancestry: Scottish, English, Portuguese, Irish, and even some German and Flemish from way back. This is what is so great about this world of wine. It truly crosses borders, brings people together, and this is perhaps why somebody born less than 100 meters from the Douro River into a multi-generational port family is now standing before you in this famous Guild Hall. All of you have achieved great results, and I congratulate you for your dedication and your success. You have earned a highly respected qualification, and I had the particular pleasure and surprise to give the diploma this morning on this stage to a man who saved my son's life. A surgeon who operated on my son 15 years ago popped up on this stage. How about that? You are now part of this wonderful world of wine in which you will never stop discovering new styles, new regions, and new ideas. When you travel to the vineyards, you'll find a warm welcome. Wine people tend to be very hospitable, perhaps too hospitable. And your acquired knowledge will give you a special insight into what makes each place unique. But please don't look only at the beauty of the vineyards. Get to know the culture and the history of each region, and especially try to understand the people. I come from the Douro, the world's most beautiful, but the world's most challenging wine region. It's not only our soil, our climate, and our grape varieties that make us different. People also fundamentally influence the style of our ports and our wines. Without them, there are no vineyards, and there's certainly no wine. I'm frustrated sometimes by how little understanding some have of the social structure that underpins every single wine region. Behind all these wines that we taste and enjoy are people whose livelihoods depend on what they produce. This is too often ignored. In the Douro, there are nearly 20,000 farmers. If each family unit is 3, that's 60,000 people dependent on the wines we make. I think it's a point worth remembering. And I believe that there's a strong affinity between families and wine. Families tend to think long term. Vineyards take years to mature. Great wine needs time in cask and in bottle. Short-term thinking doesn't work with wine. This is why we promote the continuity of family companies in an association of 12 historic family-owned wine producers from Europe's greatest wine regions, called the Premium Famiglie Vini, or PFV for short. We in the PFV are sometimes seen as the traditional old guard in the wine trade. We're not. In fact, we are the rebels who have refused to give up our family traditions, as so many have done. We are the new guard. So I'm convinced that there's a great future for families and independents in our sector, but we must protect and champion these values and not succumb to the all-too-easy temptation to sell out. I would like to congratulate the WSET for having become a truly global organization as the world's leading provider of quality wine education, and with far more international students than UK-based. On the face of it, this doesn't make any sense. The UK has only recently become a serious wine producer, and Simon Thorpe, who's here and a trustee, is leading that organization, Wines of Britain. but it's only recently become a serious wine producer and is still very small on a world scale. But in fact, there is a logic for this success. The WSET is a trust, and certain values are integral to what you do and in the DNA of this organization. These values really set you apart and play a huge role in validating your courses. What an achievement to be now setting the global standard in quality wine education. Well done, WSET. I would like to pay special homage now and tribute to Ian. You have done an extraordinary job as CEO. Very few people have such a powerful impact on their organization as you have done in your career. You have been truly transformational. Others will speak about Ian in the coming weeks, so I will just say this to him. You should be immensely proud as you come up to retirement. Your legacy is remarkable. Will persevere, and the wine trade owes you a very great deal. Tomorrow, I return to my beloved vineyard in the Pingyang Valley of the Douro, and I have some good wines ready for the long weekend with my family and friends. I hope you will also have a break after your hard work, and do not forget to enjoy a great and memorable bottle of port to celebrate your success. And finally, I want to salute the incredibly brave people of Ukraine in their battle for freedom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. And as you've so kindly said, the last 2 years indeed were landmark years for WSET, and we're incredibly proud of what we've achieved in some adversity. So as many of you will know, and Paul's let the cat out of the bag there, it's my last awards ceremony as I step down as CEO at the end of this week, actually. So exactly 20 years to the day since I joined this wonderful, inspirational organization. And what better place to conduct my final public duty as WSET's CEO than in the 1,000-year-old Guildhall? And what better company with whom to celebrate than all of you, our outstanding students, our educators, our alumni, our patrons, and indeed our guests, whose lives have been touched and enhanced by contact with the WSET around the world. Before I invite the first winner to the stage, quick word about mobile phones. If you could please switch them to silent, that would be great, but do feel free to get involved by taking photos to post on any social media channel. Our Twitter handle is at WSET Global, and if you want to get involved in some of the discussions, please use the hashtag WSET 2022. Members of the team will be broadcasting also on social media, so not just on Twitter and Instagram, which you can follow live as every award is made, but also the ceremony is being live streamed around the world via YouTube Live, and you will be able to see excerpts from tonight's ceremony both on YouTube and also on the Chinese site Youku over the coming weeks. On your seats, you have a copy of the yearbook, so you can follow all the winners through as we go through the evening. You can also find them on our website. So let's move on to the awards to celebrate the achievement of students in last year's WSET qualification examinations at levels 2, 3, and 4. And we start with awards for WSET level 2 in spirits. So the first prize is sponsored by Campari, one of WSET's newest corporate patrons, for the top student in the Americas region. But the winner of this award, Linda Garcia, was not able to be here, but Linda wins a study trip to the Wild Turkey Distillery as a guest of the Campari Group. Now, moving to the Asia-Pacific region, the Delaman Cognac Prize rewards the top APAC student at level 2 in spirits. Unfortunately, the winner, Tim Chu, is not able to be here tonight, but I'm delighted to welcome Andrew Hawes, the managing director at Menzendorf, the sponsor of this award, to accept the award on behalf of Tim Chu. Now, the next award for Level 2 in Spirits is for the top UK student. And please welcome onto the stage Jonathan Driver of William Grant to present the incorporation of Cooper's Earl of Wessex Prize to the winner, Kirsten Webb. Kirsten worked for 10 years in the hospitality industry before making her way into the world of spirits. Now, the final award for Level 2 Spirits is the Worshipful Company of Distillers Prize, which is presented to the top student in the EMEA region. I'm delighted to welcome onto the stage Chris Porter, who's the Master of the Worshipful Company of Distillers, who is going to present the prize to the Development Director, Clive Bairstow, who receives it on behalf of the winner, Mayeresh Ranede. Right, don't go too far, because the next award, which is for the WSET Level 3 in Spirits, is also sponsored by the Worshipful Company of Distillers. And in fact, a lot of the funding which helped us to develop the Level 3 award in Spirits came from members of the Worshipful Company of Distillers. Unfortunately, the winner again isn't able to be here tonight, so I'd like to ask Clive to accept the Worshipful Company of Distillers scholarship for the top scoring global student at the Level 3 Spirits from the Master of the Distillers, Chris Porter. The winner is Christopher Stedman. It's now 10 years since WSET started teaching the world about sake, and we now move to the prize awarded for outstanding performance in the examinations for the WSET Level 3 award in sake and the IWC International Wine Challenge Sake Prize. The top global student is invited to join the world's elite sake judges to judge sake with the International Wine Challenge. The recipient, again, I'm afraid, is unable to join us this evening, but I would like to invite Andrew Reid, Managing Director at William Reid Business Media, to accept the award on behalf of the winner, Mindy Ho. Now, let's move on to the WSET Level 3 award in wines. And again, prizes are awarded to the top scoring students from UK, Asia Pacific, the Americas, and Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And the first award, the CIVB prize, is to be presented by Christine Berthold, representing CIVB, to the top UK student, Rachel Livesey. Rachel embarked on her career in this industry by managing a wine bar for Davies, which those of us who've been in the trade for quite a while will know the inside of most of Davies wine bars, but has now embarked on a new exciting buying position. Next stop, she says, is the Diploma. So the next Level 3 award is sponsored by Decanter and goes to two top scoring Asia Pacific students. The two winners, Yi Wu and Wenjun Wu, sadly could not be with us tonight, but please welcome to the stage Victoria Stanage, Head of Events and Awards at Decanter, to present and receive these awards on behalf of Yi and Wenjun. can promise you we will make sure that these awards get to their rightful homes once we're allowed to fly back to places like Hong Kong. So next up, we have the prizes sponsored by Laithwaites for the 2 top students from the Americas region. And the next award is being presented by Guy Watson, Wine Education Manager at Laithwaites. And please welcome Guy onto the stage along with the winners, Nina Murphy and Emily Towers. And we now move on to the final award for Level 3 in wine, which is the Rhone Trophy. And this is one of WSET's oldest trophies that we've awarded for many, many years. And the Rhone Trophy for the top EMEA student. To present this award, please welcome onto the stage Colin Cameron, Head of Marketing at Hallgarten and Novum, and the winner of this award, Cecilia Bouffenoir. So that concludes the Level 3 awards, and now is a good time to review what's been happening in the WSET world since the last time we were here. And during the pandemic, different countries of the world on this map here were affected in different ways by COVID, but it didn't stop our educators around the world coming up with creative ways to continue teaching WSET programs, including the WSET Diploma, which is now available in 20 of the 70 countries where WSET providers operate. So now we move on to the Level 4 Diploma in Wines, and the first awards are for Unit 1, which is wine production, and we have 5 awards, but the first of these, the Casa Ferrarinia Prize, is sponsored by SOGRAP, will not be presented as neither the sponsor nor the recipient is able to travel. But please congratulate the winner, Kimberly Marconi, who sends her apologies. And the second award is for an American student, is the Concha y Toro Sustainability Prize. An America's student receives a study bursary and can participate in a Concha y Toro sustainability program. Please welcome onto the stage from Concha y Toro UK, James Hick, who will receive this award on behalf of Sunny Jongsaritwang. The next award is in memory of someone who sadly left us a year ago, Yves Fourcade, who was a highly respected senior wine buyer at M&S. He passed away in 2021. But to present this prize that goes to the top UK student in the wine production unit, I'd like you to welcome Andrew Shaw from Marks & Spencer onto the stage to accept this award on behalf of the winner, Patrick Smith, who also sadly is unable to make it tonight. Patrick Smith. And now we move. The third award for wine production is also commemorating a man who left us far too soon, Patrick Sandeman. Many of us will remember Patrick with a lot of affection. Unfortunately, the winner of this award again, because it's an Asia-Pacific award, is not able to be with us. So to present and accept this award on behalf of the winner, Jingyan Liu, please welcome the Master of the Vintners Company, Anne Hill. And the final award for the Diploma Wine Production Unit is the Peter Hampson Memorial Prize. And this award commemorates a man with a phenomenal knowledge of the science of wine. And I'd like to welcome onto the stage Johanna Anderson, the Chief Academic Programs Officer at WSET, to present this award to the winner, Graham Cohen. And Graham lives in Johannesburg, so thank you so much, Graham, for making the journey, where he works as an oncologist in a private medical practice. So he's a relative newcomer to this wonderful world of wine, but his journey in wine education began in 2019 when he enrolled on a level 2 course and has never looked back. So great to see you here, Graham. We now move on to the awards for the Global Business Unit in the Diploma, which we introduced into the Diploma about 17 years ago. And the first of these awards is the Bibendum Prize that goes to the top UK performing student in this unit. And I'd like to welcome Emily Humphreys, who will award this. She is from Matthew Clark, but she will present this award on behalf of the sponsor, Bibendum, to the winner, David O'Sullivan. David is in his third year of a wine degree at Plumpton College. Now, the second prize being awarded for their outstanding performance in the D2 unit, which is the business unit of the Diploma, is the Marcia Waters Vintners Bursary. And a lot of us will remember Marcia with affection, a trustee of the WSET for many years, chairman of the awards supervisory board, and was destined to become the first female master of the Vintners Company. So we remember Marcia with fondness, but now we have another female master of the Vintners Company, Anne Hill, and I'd like to ask Anne to accept the award for the Marcia Waters Vintners Bursary, on behalf of the winner, Meng Chang. And the next prize for the business unit is the Wines of Germany Prize, and this is awarded to the best performance by a student from Europe. And I'd like to welcome Caroline Tanner from Phipps Relations, and of course the winner, Mona Dverdal Janssen. And the final award for the Diploma Business Unit is the Wines of Great Britain Prize, which is awarded to the top Americas student. The winner of this award is Chris Smith, who was unable to join us this evening. So here to present and accept the award on behalf of Chris, please welcome the CEO of Wine GB, Simon Thorpe. Now we move on to Unit 3 of the Diploma, and those of you who've done the Diploma know that this is the monster. This is the big one. And it's split into two. It's split into tasting and the real monster, the theory paper. And the first of these 4 awards for this unit is the Barry Burton Memorial Prize, which is named after a well-known wine aficionado from Hong Kong. But the winner, George Nunes, is unable to make it, and you'll hear more about George Nunes in a few minutes' time, because he was a winner of something even more serious than this. But the next award will be presented, and this is the award, it's the Gérard Basset Memorial Prize. And Gérard sadly no longer with us, was WSET's fourth honorary president, and this prize was initiated by Nina Bassey in his memory. And in the tasting element of the diploma, the winner also receives a trophy donated by Maggie McNee, MW, who was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award by the WSET in 2012. Unfortunately, Maggie could not join us this evening, but I'm delighted that Nina Bassey is here to present the Gérard Bassey Memorial Prize and the McNee Tasting Trophy to this year's winner, Alison Sheardy. And Alison is another one who's made a very, very long journey to get here today. She's a wine professional, enjoys living and working in lesser-known wine regions around the United States. So thank you very much, Alison, for making the journey here to London. And the third award in tasting is the Stephen Spurrier Académie du Vin Prize. And we are joined tonight by Hermione Ireland from the Académie du Vin Library Limited to present the award to the winner, Barbara Petrikova. Barbara was born in the Czech Republic but studied in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And finally, we have the Wine Trade Club Pattern Prize, which again is a prize that we've awarded since WSET was founded in 1969. And this goes to the top UK performing student in the tasting unit. This award goes back, as I said, over 50 years. And here to present this award, please welcome the chairman of the Board of Trustees of WSET, Simon McMurtry, and the winner, Sarah Everden. And Sarah works as a wine buyer for Laithwaites. We now move on to the theory paper. As I say, this is the big one. This is the one that everybody is afraid of. So if you get through this, you're pretty much through the diploma. So this is the Unit 3 theory, which is looking at wines of the world. Now, the first of these four awards is sponsored by the Consortio Bulgari Sasakaya. And so it's the Bulgari Sasakaya Prize, and it's awarded to an Americas student. But again, unfortunately, this year's winner, who is Aga Hilfati, has been unable to travel. But we thank the Consortio very much for sponsoring this prize and also for being a recent corporate patron of WSET. But many congratulations to Aga. And next up is the Enotria & Co. Prize, and this is for the top performing UK student in the Unit 3 theory examination. And to present this award, we are joined by Troy Christensen, and we welcome to the stage the winner, Daisy Gatt. And up next, we have the Louis Jadot Burgundy Prize, which is presented to the top EMEA student. And this will be presented by Katerina Luciakova, brand manager at Hatchmansfield, the prize sponsor. So please welcome Katerina onto the stage with this year's winner, Irina Kapokina. And Irina studied at the Gastronomisches Bildungszentrum in Koblenz. Now, the final award for Unit 3 Theory is another prize which we've awarded many, many times, and the person who's going to present it is a very valued trustee of the WSET going back many, many years. So the final award for Unit 3 Theory is the Royal Tokai Prize, and this goes to the top performing APAC student. And here to present this award, we have Ben Hawkins, but he will also be accepting this prize on behalf of the winner, Tom French, who was unable to travel from New Zealand to accept it. But please congratulate Tom French. We now move on to Unit 4, which is the Sparkling Wines unit, and the first prize which is awarded to the top Americas student is the Freshenet Cope Stick Prize. And to present this award, we're joined by Erin Smith of Freshenet Cope Stick. So please welcome Erin onto the stage to accept this award on behalf of the winner, who studied at International Wine Centre in New York, Matthew Rossiter. And next, we have the John Avery Vintners Bursary, and a lot of us will remember John with a huge amount of affection. And this year it goes to a top Asia-Pacific student. So please welcome back onto the stage the master of the Vintners Company, Anne Hill, together with John's son, Richard Avery, and the winner of the John Avery Vintners Bursary, Nicola Reed. And Nicola is another one who's made a really long journey to get here tonight, as she now lives in Victoria in Australia. And the third award for this unit is the Liberty Wines Prize, and this goes to the top UK performing student. And Mary Wright from Liberty Wines, last year's top diploma graduate, will now present this to the winner, Peter Bland. And the final award for sparkling wines is the Moët et Chandon Prize, which is awarded to the top EMEA student. And here to present this award, we have Cédric Benoît, off-premise sales director of Moët Hennessy, and the winner, Louise Doucet. Louise was inspired by her late grandmother, who was one of the first female winemakers in the 1960s in the Touraine area of France, and she developed an interest out of the work that her grandmother did. And I met Louise in Netherlands last week, a couple of weeks ago, and she told me that winning the Moët et Chandon Prize was a real surprise, but also a great honor. So we now move on to the awards for the diploma unit in fortified wines. And the first of these awards is the Graham's Port Prize, which is sponsored by the Symington Family Estates. Thank you very much, Paul. And this is for the top performing Asia-Pacific student. Please welcome Alistair Bennett of Johnny Fells to accept this award on behalf of the winner, who sadly cannot be here, Laurietta Barr. And next, we have the Lustau Sherry Trophy, which is awarded to the top performing UK student in the fortified wines unit. And please welcome Lenka Sedlakova onto the stage to present the award to this year's winner, Michelle Theo. I'd now like to invite back to the stage Mary Wright from Liberty Wines, who sell Sandeman, because we now have the Sandeman Port Prize. And please congratulate the winner of the Sandeman Port Prize, Crystal Obuk. And Crystal had the pleasure of completing the diploma in Canada, but hopes to continue learning about wine in Europe and will be pursuing a career here in London. Staying with port, the final Fortified Wines Prize, the Taylor's Port Prize, is for the top EMEA student. But again, this is another winner not able to be here to accept this award. But please congratulate the winner, Sean Kumar. And we now move on to the independent research assignment, which is the final part of the WSET Diploma. And we start with the award for the top Americas student. And here to present the California Wine Institute Prize, we have Damien Jackman, Trade Director at California Wines, to present the California Wine Institute Prize to Natalie Leggett. Natalie, originally from Toronto, is a classically trained violinist and wine consultant, so a great mixture of interests there. The next award is the Hardy's Vintage Prize, and this goes to the top EMEA student in the independent research paper. And please welcome Peter English of Accolade Wines to present the award to this year's winner, Ana Almeida Carvalho. Now, Anna grew up in the smallest AOC in Portugal, near Lisbon, and after a summer job stomping grapes in the Douro Valley during high school, she discovered her passion for wine and has been studying it and working in this sector ever since. She's been working at AXA Millésime for 7 years. Now, once again, could I please ask the master of the Vintners Company, Anne Hill, to join us again on stage to present the Michael Cox Vintners Bursary, again in memory of a former trustee of WSET and well-loved member of the trade. And this award goes to the top Asia-Pacific student. And Anne is accompanied by David Cox, the brother of Michael, who will receive the award on behalf of this year's winner, Natalia Morrison. And again, Natalia apologizes that she's unable to be here due to travel restrictions from Hong Kong. The last award in this unit is the Wines from Spain Prize, which is awarded to a top-performing UK student. So please welcome Fernando Muñoz Naranjo, Director of Food and Wine at the Embassy of Spain, who will accept this award on behalf of the winner, Madeleine Riley. So, just the awards for the top diploma graduates in each region to come, but before that, we celebrate past diploma graduates, our alumni, who have gone on to do great things in the industry. So here we are, more than 100 years after André Simon first delivered that inaugural Wine Trade Club lecture just down the road from here at Vintners Hall, and how he would have enjoyed witnessing the thriving WSET Alumni Association representing thousands of diploma graduates from all over the world. Now, without doubt, one of our most celebrated alumna is Jancis Robinson, OBE, MW, and she has very kindly offered to present a prize, which we're awarding now for the 5th time this year. It's the Outstanding Alumni Award, sponsored by jancisrobinson.com, for which we sought nominations from within the alumni body. The winner comes from the following shortlist of nominees from around the world, and details can be found in the yearbook on your seats. But the nominees are from USA, Annette Alvarez-Peters; from Canada, Michelle Bouffard; from Tasmania, Curly Haslam-Coates; from mainland China, Lian Dorian Tang; from the UK, Emma Rice; and from Austria, Ferdinand Meyer. It was an incredibly close vote, voted for by all the alumni, but I'm delighted to announce that this year's Outstanding Alumni Award goes to Ferdinand Meyer. And here to present the award on behalf of jancisrobinson.com is Julia Harding, MW. And commiserations to those who were nominated but didn't win. You are all very worthy winners. So we now move on to the final set of awards this evening, and this is for the best all-round performance in the WSET Diploma. And there are 5 awards, one for each region and also a global one. And first up, we have one of WSET's oldest awards, which is the Deraway Jameson Award. And the Deraway Jameson Memorial Foundation supports up to 2 students who work in the wine and spirit trade, and it supports them with funding for the Master of Wine study course. So please welcome Jonathan Jameson from the Deraway Jameson Foundation to present this award to the 2 winners, Phoebe French and Emily Jago. And Phoebe currently works for Wines of Great Britain. That's the trade body that represents the English and Welsh wine industry. Emily is Group Wine Manager for JKS Restaurants, and she's delighted to have won this award because her love of wine comes from her parents, both of whom have had careers in the wine trade. So we now come to the top performers over each of the 4 regions. This is in the entire diploma. So we start by going across the Atlantic, where we have the Decanter Americas Scholarship. And again, unfortunately, the winner could not be here to accept the award, but please welcome, I don't think it's Victoria Stanage. It is Victoria Stanage. It is Victoria Stanage, thank you. Victoria is going to present this and receive it on behalf of the winner, Christy Boschman. And as Christy was one of the top 4 winners and couldn't be here in person, she has sent us this message.
Hello, I'm Christy Boschman from Calgary, Canada, and I am truly delighted and honored to receive the Decanter Americas Scholarship. Fine Vintage was my course provider for the diploma, and I would like to sincerely thank them for the exemplary learning experience that they provided. I am also incredibly grateful to my employer and to the leadership team here at Asa Ridge for all of their support, and to my friends and family for their encouragement. I was so fortunate to become part of a tasting group formed by members of my diploma class, and along with pushing each other to improve on our tasting and expand our theory knowledge, we've become lifelong friends and continue to support each other through our careers in the wine industry. Finally, I'd like to thank the WSET for offering this course and the wealth of knowledge and the opportunity for learning that it provides us. Thank you again, Decanter Americas. I am truly grateful for this honor. I look forward to continuing to grow and build on this foundation of learning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christy. And the next award is the International Wine and Spirit Competition Trophy, and this is for the best all-round EMEA graduate. And the winner this year is, we were hoping she was going to be here, and she is actually here, which is brilliant. So please welcome Christelle Guibert from the Conversion Group on behalf of prize sponsor International Wine and Spirit Competition, and the winner, Giulia Scavo. And together with her husband Bruno Scavo and Masters of Wine Elizabeth Gabe and Caroline Gilby, they are now writing a cycle of 7 books about Romanian wine regions. And next we come to the Napa Valley Vintners Asia Pacific Scholarship for the best all-round performing APAC student. The winner this year, Jiang Deng, could not be here tonight, but she has sent us this message.
Hello, this is Jiang from Shanghai, China. I'm delighted to win the Napa Valley Vintners Scholarship. Thank you, WSET and the Napa Valley Vintners, for awarding me this prize. I also want to thank my course provider, ASC, and my dear colleagues at Vineshan Wines, who have been such a great support through all my WSET diploma studies. I will keep on studying wines, which is a never-end journey, and I wish you all a lot of fun with wines. Thank you.
The penultimate award is the Vintners Scholarship. This is awarded to the graduate from the UK wine and spirit trade with the highest overall marks in diploma. And I'd like to invite the master of the Vintners Company, Anne Hill, to present this award to this year's winner, Natalia Pazzoni. We didn't think Natalia was going to be able to make it tonight, so she actually made a video, and given that she made a video, let's play it, yeah?
Hi, I'm Natalia from Argentina, now based in the UK. I'm so happy to win the Vintners Scholarship this year. Thank you so much to my educators at WSET London Wine School, to Jim Gore and his Global Wine Academy, and to my amazing winemaker husband. I couldn't have done it without any of them, so thank you so much.
And now to the ultimate accolade and a trophy won by Jancis Robinson over 40 years ago. This is the Vintners Cup, which is presented to the highest performing diploma graduate in the world. So please welcome back Anne Hill. But the winner of this cup is George Nunge, who you might remember from an earlier presentation, won the Barry Burton Memorial Prize. He wasn't there to collect that. He's not there to collect this because he's based in Hong Kong. But he does send us this message.
Hi everyone, my name is Jorge Nunes. I'm Portuguese here in Hong Kong. Firstly, congratulations to all of you, whether physically or at home, for finishing your diploma. It is a really hard challenge, so well done everyone. I'm the proud and very thankful recipient of this year's Vintners Cup. So thank you, WSET. Thank you, OSEC, our purveyor in Hong Kong. Thank you to the study group here in Hong Kong. You know who you are. And of course, thank you to my wife for all the patience and all those blind tastings. So goodbye, everyone, and thank you again.
So could I please ask the Master Vintner, Anne Hill, to present the cup to Paul, who will do his level best to get it to the winner, George Nunge. So many congratulations to the top diploma graduate. And Paul, when he heard who the winner was thought we'd fixed it, actually, because George Nunge actually works for the Symington family estates in Hong Kong. So well done to Paul. You train them well and you obviously recruit them well. But many congratulations to the top graduate, George Nunge. Okay, so that just about brings us almost to the end of the 2022 awards ceremony. But before I wrap up the evening, I'd like to invite the chairman of the WSET Board of Trustees, Simon McMurtry, to say just a few words. Simon, please.
Good evening. In 2002, when Ian Harris joined the WSET as its new chief executive, 75% of WSET students were based in the UK, and the WSET qualifications were only available in a handful of countries. And at that time, you could only take WSET courses in English, Japanese, German, and Finnish. Over the last 2 decades, Ian has led a team at the WSET in order to build an enterprise which is the largest and, more importantly, the most respected provider of wine, spirits, and sake education globally, with over 100,000 students taking exams each year. Our courses are now available from more than 800 APPs, approved program providers, in 70+ countries, and WSET programs are now available in 15 languages. And we also now offer these qualifications digitally as well as in person. It's been quite a journey. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate all of the successful students here today, both the diploma graduates at this afternoon's ceremony, but all of the award winners at this evening's ceremony. Whether you're lucky enough to have been able to travel to the Guildhall in London, or whether you're participating remotely from any of the 17 countries around the world where our prize winners are located and watching this evening, very well done. Having the imagination, courage, energy, and tenacity to be successful in WSET qualifications is impressive. To be recognized as an award winner is even more remarkable. You really do deserve our congratulations. On Friday, Ian Harris will step down as CEO after 20 years loyal and highly capable service to the WSET. All of the trustees, past and present, and many of them are here this evening, are incredibly grateful to Ian for the quality of leadership that he's shown over so very many years. We are, though, extremely excited about what lies ahead. The trustees have appointed Michelle Brampton as our new CEO. Michelle has most recently been the European Managing Director for Treasury Wine Estates, home of Penfold, among other great wines. And she considers the WSET CE role as being the perfect next step in her career. All of us, including Ian, are thoroughly delighted that she's agreed to join us. And since the 1st of February, Ian and Michelle have been working together hand in hand to ensure a smooth transition. WSET is committed to providing the very best educational qualifications in wines and spirits and to be recognized as the global standard in these areas. We are also committed to improving our service to students, candidates, APPs, and the wine and spirits industry, such that we get rated as excellent. Michelle and her team will be busy delivering on these promises. But could I please ask everyone present here today, virtually or in person, to put your hands together to show our enormous appreciation for everything that Ian has achieved to create the opportunity that now lies ahead for the WSET. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Simon, for those very, very kind words, and thank you, everybody, for that applause. It's really, really touching. And it's been a wonderful 20 years for me. It's been a pleasure, a privilege. It's been an absolute delight to head up this wonderful organization for the past 20 years, and I will remain WSET's biggest fan and most ardent supporter as long as I've got a breath in my body. But thank you very much for everything you said. Now, before we adjourn to the back of the Guildhall, and I don't know about you, but I'm gasping for a gin and tonic, personally. So before we adjourn to the back, I just have a few thank yous. And the first is to our Honorary President, Paul Symington, who's been here all day, most of it on his feet. Paul, thank you so much for making the journey to see us. I'd also like to thank our corporate patrons who continue to provide ongoing financial support on an annual basis, and many of them also provide the generous prizes which have been presented this evening. And there are also many other companies who generously fund the scholarships and prizes which have been presented this evening. But also to the companies who have supplied the booze that we're going to drink now in the next hour and a half. Firstly, Gonzalez Baez. It's traditional that we have a sherry reception before we start. So Gonzalez Baez got the evening off to such a good start with the Tio Pepe reception. And in a few moments, you will be able to enjoy champagne, kindly provided by Moët Hennessy UK with Moët Chandon. And we have wines supplied by Accolade Wines. And finally, we could not deny you a gin and tonic, or me a gin and tonic. So a big thank you to Beefeater Gin. And finally, to our educators around the world, our teaching faculty who always go the extra mile to ensure that the 108,000 students who sat for a WSET program last year were well prepared. Our network of over 800 approved program providers around the world who've gone above and beyond to ensure that courses and examinations are available as widely as possible. To the markers and the examiners who work tirelessly, and often their work goes unnoticed, to ensure that our qualifications are of the highest standards. To our students, not only the couple of hundred who've been part of today's celebrations and the 500 who were part of this afternoon's celebrations, but the hundreds of thousands of students who've sat for qualifications at all levels in the last few years. And finally, to my excellent team at WSET, here in the UK, across the USA, in Hong Kong, and now in Shanghai. I'd like to just place on record how much I appreciate your efforts in everything that all of you do on a day-to-day basis to deliver the most sought-after qualifications and educational courses in this wonderful world of wines and spirits, which has been my life for more than 45 years. And the best 20 of those years have been spent heading up the WSET. But a final thank you goes to all of you for coming to the 2022 Annual Awards and Graduation, the WSET students and their guests, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of the evening here at the Guildhall. I certainly intend to. Good night.